Welcome to Teen Up, a podcast that digs deeper into the thoughts of teenagers' mind about the wonders of the world.
If you're new here, I'm your host, Isabella.
And I'm Glenn. If you're not, welcome back.
Here is a quick disclaimer. We are two teenagers that are doing our best to research everything. However, we are not experts, so if we offend anyone or say something wrong, we want to apologize in advance. Please email us to tell us what was wrong. Thank you. Today's episode is sponsored by Mel Science.
Mel Science is a subscription service that offers monthly science boxes, which combines hands-on experiments with VR and AR technologies to engage kids in studying science.
Many people are intimidated by science subjects and believe science is boring, difficult, and only for certain types of people, but Mel Science is here to break the stereotype.
They strive to make serious science accessible, interesting, and cool.
After all, science is about exploration, experiments, discovery, and asking questions, all of which comes naturally to all children.
So go check out Mel Science's website right now to get your first kit today. In addition, a 60% discount will be provided for the first month for anyone who subscribes through the link provided in the description. That is MEL Science. Thanks again, Mel Science, for sponsoring this episode.
This month, we will be looking into dreams. We have always thought that dreams are a very interesting aspect of human. Often, these dreams are connected to parts in our lives, and in dreams, we relive moments or create new stories with known environments or characters.
So we first came to this topic thinking that, well, obviously dreams are interesting. There are a lot of things that can happen in dreams.
Yeah, I've always thought dreams, it's really strange. And I hate the feeling of, waking up from a very dramatic dream. I woke up feeling really scared or happy or whatever. And then in the next 20 minutes, I totally forget what I was dreaming about, but I still have the same emotion.
Yes, I totally understand what you're saying. When I wake up, I have this memory of my dream. And then maybe after I went to the bathroom and, put on my clothes, I just forget what happened.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know, it's kind of cool, kind of annoying at the same time.
You want to remember the story.
Yeah, I want to remember what happened, and I want to tell people about it. I just sometimes can't remember them.
Yeah, so to start with this topic, I think we can look at how dreams happen. And the interesting thing is this is the first thing that I want to ask when I see this topic, when I look at dreams, is how dreams happen. But I looked online, and then, there are many theories about why we dream, but no one knows for sure why we dream and how everything happens. No one knows for sure. There are a lot of theories, though. Some people say that dreams have no purpose or meaning, and some people say that we dream about things that we are insecure about or things that we want them to happen. There could be a lot of things, just things that you're thinking about in general.
It's there's a saying in Chinese, you think about someone very constantly and they happen in your dream.
Some people say that through dream, we can take care of our mental, emotional, and physical health. Which is an interesting aspect. But I looked online and then I saw this very interesting thing. Studies have found out that some people weren't allowed to dream, and that these people often have more tension, anxiety, or depression, or just lack of concentration. Which is interesting because I thought anxiety would make you dream.
Why? What do you mean?
I just meant that if you're anxious about something, maybe you will dream about it. Dream about how things
might go bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean.
But I'm not sure. I guess it's what it says in their study. And many people say that dream exists to help solve problems or incorporate memories and process emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So, to understand dream a little better, I looked into sleep stages. It is said that dreams happen in the stage called REM sleep. I think it stands for rapid eye movement.
Movement? Yeah.
Yeah. So, typically it's like the time where you process memories,
Oh.
and you just rethink or relive the moments in the past day, and
Mm-hmm.
you process your short-term memories into long-term memories.
Wait, so do you mean like if we don't dream about something, they're just gonna get forgotten over time?
I don't know, but it is said that we process our memory during REM sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of stages in sleep. So the stage 1 is light sleep. In this stage, we have slow eye movements and reduced muscle activity.
Mm-hmm.
So stage 2, eye movement stops and brain waves become slower, and we will have occasional rapid waves called sleep spindles.
What are brain waves?
I'm not completely sure, but I think it's electricity from our brain neurons. That's what I
Oh, that
think.
makes sense. That could make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So stage 3 and 4 are called deep sleep, in which our brain waves are extremely slow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have like smaller and faster waves that are interspersed during our sleep. That was stage 3. And in stage 4, it is difficult to wake someone up. There is no eye movement or muscle activity. So
Oh
you are,
wow. Basically dead.
well, I mean, your heart is probably still pumping. So not dead,
Okay.
but you are very, very deep asleep.
Uh-huh.
And if you wake up during this stage, you will need a few moments to adjust. You don't just wake up and stand up immediately. You will be a little oozy for like a few minutes.
Oh. Oh, interesting. So like what if you were kind of made to wake up like you got scared from something? Maybe like an earthquake. Would you feel it?
I don't know. I think it depends on your sleep quality.
Yeah, okay. True.
Because some people are really easily awakened.
Yeah.
So, stage 5 is REM, also known
Mm-hmm.
as rapid eye movement. In this stage, breathing becomes more rapid and shallow, and our eyes jerk rapidly in various directions.
Mm-hmm.
And then the heart rate would increase. And this is when dreams happen during REM sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you wake up during this stage, you will remember your dream and then you can recount them.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So now that we know about sleep stages, we know dreams happen in the last stage. This is probably why we can remember some of them, I think.
Wait, I've heard like we have these cycles. I don't know if they have anything to do with sleep stages. Part of them is like yeah, REM sleep and then slow eye movement and then it just like cycles around and around. And each cycle is like an hour and a half. So like I've heard people saying you should sleep for 9 hours or you should sleep, 1 hour and 30-minute intervals, like 1 hour 30 minutes or 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like you shouldn't wake up in between or else you would disrupt your sleeping quality or something.
Yeah, I think that is true.
Mhm.
But the stages are like within one cycle. So you have like
Oh,
4 or 5 cycles a night.
Mhm.
And actually, like there are a few tech devices on the market that says it would have like this smart alarm. So you would like
Mhm.
set an interval like say 6 to 6:30, and
Mhm.
then it will wake you up when you are at the end of a cycle. So you
Oh,
feel more
wow.
rested.
That's wow.
So, why do we dream?
Okay.
There is a model by Hartman saying that purpose of dreaming is to provide the dreamer with an opportunity to deal with their dominant emotional concern. The dream does this
Okay.
by utilizing an auto-associative mode in which connections are made more broadly and loosely than in directed waking thought, providing the dreamer with the opportunity to contextualize the dominant emotion in the form of an explanatory metaphor. I think it's a very interesting way of looking at dreams. It says that
Mhm.
because we are um not that awake. Well, obviously we're dreaming, we're sleeping.
Mhm.
So we wouldn't be that logical in a way. And
Mm-hmm.
things that we normally would connect closely to are not that strongly connected. And then we can see how things are loosely connected and then contextualize them.
Yeah, I think it is quite interesting. I do have this kind of experience, like maybe I was feeling terrible that day and then I went to sleep and then I dreamed about maybe not what happened that day or something like similar that also makes me feel terrible. And I just kind of go through that emotion and, figure things out a little bit, I feel like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, have you had those dreams like you got something in that dream and then you woke up and realized it's fake?
Yeah, I think many times, like maybe I got into like Stanford or whatever.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Not necessarily that one, but stuff like that, I would say.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's like your expectation just kind of failed you. Yeah, so sad.
Yeah. So that was a very interesting way of looking at dreams, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I would say like it kind of makes me think about like when you're drunk.
What do
Like
you
can
mean?
it have the same effect? It's not like I've been drunk before, but I'm just thinking like when you're drunk, does it feel like you're dreaming? So you sort of remember
Oh,
things and you sort of don't.
yeah, it makes you hazy, right?
It's one thing that I'm thinking about.
But I think that being drunk, because you're still technically awake, right? And you can't really do things that in dreams you can, but you can't do in real life. Like there's still some kind of realistic element in it.
Like you cannot just jump through time.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you're still there. Mm-hmm.
So another thing that people associate with dream is learning. In research with rats, findings have been reported from unit cell recordings in the hippocampus, which is a part of the brain, to indicate
Mm-hmm.
that cells active during a learning task while awake are reactivated in a similar pattern during REM sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been seen as related to a process of memory consolidation, which is the thing that I said before, that we relive moments and that we turn our short-term memories into long-term memories during this stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard this thing many, many times before.
So after the break, we're going to talk about how to remember dreams and some specific types of dreams.
Welcome back. Now we're going to talk about how to remember your dreams and different types of dreams.
So obviously, there isn't like a foolproof way to say that you will definitely remember your dream.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way of doing that. But there are some tricks, I would say, that would make you remember your dreams a little better. So around 95% of dreams are forgotten by the time a person gets out of bed. Because say you didn't wake up, in between your sleep stages.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are shortly awake, but maybe you don't remember those moments. So you wouldn't remember your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And when you wake up, I would say like most of the time it's by an alarm.
Uh-huh.
So maybe you're not like at the end of your sleep stage, or you're not in REM sleep. You could be in other stages.
Mm-hmm.
And that would also affect whether you remember your dreams or not.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes we only remember dreams that happen just before we wake up.
Yeah.
Like
I know that feeling.
just before you wake up. Like when you have a nightmare and you're so scared, you wake up and then you will remember it because you were just having it.
Uh-huh.
Which is a very interesting thing, because sometimes I would say wake up at 6 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like on a weekend, so I would like go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will have like a dream that feels like a year-long thing, and then
Oh,
wake up
yeah.
at say 7 a.m.
Uh-huh.
Like time works differently in dreams, which is a very
Yes, for
interesting
sure.
aspect. Because I'm always thinking, if I have a nightmare, because a nightmare seems like a very long thing, right?
Yeah.
How long did that actually happen in like real life time? Could it be just like 5 minutes? And then to me, it
Mm-hmm.
feels like 3 months.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like you went to like different places. Like in your dream, you probably like went to 5 different places and went through many, many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And okay, this is not completely related, but when I really want to go to the bathroom, like when I drink a lot of water before I sleep, I would dream about me going to the bathroom.
I know. Yes. Yes. I know that dream.
Like every time. And no matter where I am, I somehow find a bathroom. And then I would wake up because, I know I need to go to the bathroom.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Anyway, it's just an interesting thing.
Wait, to add on that, I must say, this is like an embarrassing bit of my childhood. I used to still pee my bed until like second grade, maybe even older than that. Like, because I used to drink so much water before I sleep, or like I used to have chocolate milk before I sleep. So I would drink that and then drink some water and then go to sleep. And then, yeah, I would pee the bed like almost every single night.
I used to pee my bed too. I mean, who doesn't? And then I learned that when I have that dream, I need to like wake up or I'm gonna pee
Yeah,
my
yeah,
bed,
yeah.
which is like a very interesting thing that you learn
Uh huh.
about. Anyways, so to remember dreams, first, you can wake up without an alarm because an alarm goes off at a fixed time, but you
Mm
don't have the same sleep cycle every night.
hmm. Mm hmm.
I mean, depends on a lot of things. The weather, the day you had, the thing that you've eaten, like
Mm
everything
hmm.
would affect your sleep.
Yeah.
So that would definitely affect your dreaming and when you wake up. And if you wake up without an alarm, you are more likely to remember your dreams because your brain wouldn't be distracted by the alarm. So when you
Mm
like
hmm.
slowly wakes up, you can still like focus on the previous thing that you're thinking about, which is your dream likely.
Mm-hmm. And oh, like talking about alarms and dreams, you know how like your alarm goes off and then it enters your dream?
Uh-huh, totally.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Like it's like a really annoying thing in your dream and then you realize it's your alarm.
Yes.
It's always something like that.
Yes. I
Yeah.
totally get it.
It's kind of like maybe in your dream you're on the street and it's like a car keeps honking at you or
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
yeah, something like that. And it's so freaking annoying. Like, ugh, I hate it. I absolutely hate this. And then you realize it's time to wake up. Like you probably had a nice dream, and then something starts ringing.
Okay, so wake up without an alarm, obviously, because we get so distracted and pissed off by the alarm.
Yeah.
And the other one is to remind yourself to remember. So, say you wake up without an alarm, and when you wake up, you still have the memory. And if you remind yourself to make a decision and remember your dreams before you go to bed, you are more likely to remember them when you wake up in the morning.
Hmm.
I think it is related to when people say like whatever you read the night before, it's more likely that you will remember it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like something with the memory stuff, like consolidation of the memory.
Yeah, it's so confusing. I mean, nobody
Hmm.
really knows it, but I heard people saying that how if you read something before you go to bed, you will be more likely to remember it. So, when we had these Chinese tests that we need to remember, I would just like memorize them before I go to sleep.
Yeah, or like vocabularies.
Uh-huh. So after you remind yourself to remember your dreams, you need to play it back when you wake up. So right after you wake up, you still have the memory of the dream.
Hmm.
And once you wake up, you need to play them back and just rethink about them in a way.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think that really helps remember your dream because
Hmm.
sometimes when I wake up and I just want to remember something, I would just like, yeah, I have to tell someone about this because it's very interesting and then just like play
Yeah,
it back.
yeah,
Maybe they're in
yeah, yeah,
it or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know those. Like I had this dream like a few months ago about me. Have I told you about this dream? About me proposing to my friend?
I think you did.
Yeah, yeah. And then like I still remember it even till now because I went to school and told so many people. Like I made myself remember this weird dream. Like even thinking about it right now, I remember what I was dreaming and where I was exactly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool.
So that's how you remember your dreams or some tips. And I would say like there are a few specific types of dreams. including nightmares and lucid dream.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, we will look more into lucid dream.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our channel.
Also, comment down below if you have any thoughts. You could click on the bell to get notified when we upload a new video as well.
Thank you and bye.